Hello and welcome to the Matrix video tutorial series. Today we're going to be talking about interboarding listings. What is an interboard listing? An interboard listing is a listing that has been loaded onto another board on behalf of the listing agent. This is done sometimes when an agent takes a listing that is not within their home board's jurisdiction, or to increase the exposure of a listing to other agents that may not have necessarily seen it on the home board. This is done by the OMDREB MLS department or the local board's MLS department, depending on which board it is being sent to. The first board we are going to talk about interboarding to today is to the Toronto Real Estate Board. Now, in loading to the Toronto Real Estate Board, the first thing you're going to have to do is log on to the Oakville, Milton, and District Real Estate Board website. To navigate to the OMDREB website, open up your web browser and go to www.omdreb.on.ca. Once you're on the OMDREB website, click on the Members area and then log in using your codes that you use to log into the Matrix system. Once you've logged in, on the left side, click the Interboard Documents option, and then download the forms for the Toronto Real Estate Board. You will need a PDF reader, such as Adobe Acrobat, to read these forms. The forms contain the instructions as well as a payment form and cover letter for your Interboard listing. After you've completed filling out the cover sheet and the payment form, you can then go onto the Matrix system to fill out the data input form for the Toronto Real Estate Board. First, click on your Web Forms icon up at the top. This will log you into the Web Forms system. Then, click the Change Board icon up at the top and select the Toronto Real Estate Board. Click Change Board to access that board's forms. Once you've changed boards, go to the Printable Forms, select Board Forms from the views, and then select the appropriate form for your property type and transaction type. Edit the form to fill it out online, and then when you've completed it, print the form if you are going to fax in your Interboard, or save it as a PDF if you're going to email in your Interboard listing. After completing the data input form for your listing, you can either email or fax your listing to the Toronto Real Estate Board to be loaded onto their system. When sending your listing to be loaded, please include the cover sheet, payment form, data input form, and a copy of your listing as it appears on the regional system. The Toronto Real Estate Board will then contact you to get your credit card number for payment for the listing. After the listing has been loaded, the Toronto Real Estate Board will contact the Oakville, Milton, and District Real Estate Board, and we will send photos for your listing on behalf of you. After the listing has been loaded, you will receive a printout of the listing so that you may see how it appears on the Toronto Real Estate Board. Next, we're going to talk about interboarding to the Realtors Association of Hamilton, Burlington. For this interboarding, you are going to fill out their data input form and then email it to the OMDREB MLS department. When interboarding to the Realtors Association of Hamilton, Burlington, all you will need is their data input form filled out with the information for your listing. To do this, we're going to log on to Web Forms, click Change Board up at the top, and then select the Realtors Association of Hamilton, Burlington. Once there, we can click Printable Forms again, and then change our view to Board Forms. Select the appropriate information sheet and then fill it out. Save that as a PDF and then email it to the OMDREB MLS department. Once you've completed filling out the Realtors Association of Hamilton-Burlington data input form for your listing, you can email it to the MLS department at mlsdept@omdrub.on.ca. Please include a printout of your listing as it appears on the regional system. The MLS department will then load the listing on your behalf onto the Realtors Association of Hamilton-Burlington system. Once completed, you will be sent a printout copy of how your listing will appear on their system. The billing for this listing will be added to your quarterly dues, which will be due at the end of the current quarter. Thank you for watching this video in the Matrix video tutorial series. If you need any help, please email helpdesk@omdrub.on.ca.